How TikTok is climbing the download charts, taking on Snapchat and Twitter.
How TikTok is climbing the download charts, taking on Snapchat and Twitter. How TikTok is climbing the download charts, taking on Snapchat and Twitter. How TikTok is climbing the download charts, taking on Snapchat and Twitter. How TikTok is climbing the download charts, taking on Snapchat and Twitter.
New app is taking off, and it could pose a big threat to Snapchat's core user base, according to an analyst report by MoffettNathanson, an independent sell-side research firm.
A new app is taking off, and it could pose a big threat to Snapchat's core user base, according to an analyst report by MoffettNathanson, an independent sell-side research firm. A new app is taking off, and it could pose a big threat to Snapchat's core user base, according to an analyst report by MoffettNathanson, an independent sell-side research firm. A new app is taking off, and it could pose a big threat to Snapchat's core user base, according to an analyst report by MoffettNathanson, an independent sell-side research firm. TikTok, owned by China-based company ByteDance, allows users to create and share short-form videos similar to those on Snapchat and Vine, the app that Twitter purchased and ended up shutting down 2 years ago. TikTok has broad copyright agreements, allowing users to create music videos in which they sync along to popular songs.
TikTok, owned by China-based company ByteDance, allows users to create and share short-form videos similar to those on Snapchat and Vine, the app that Twitter purchased and ended up shutting down 2 years ago.
TikTok, owned by China-based company ByteDance, allows users to create and share short-form videos similar to those on Snapchat and Vine, the app that Twitter purchased and ended up shutting down 2 years ago. TikTok, owned by China-based company ByteDance, allows users to create and share short-form videos similar to those on Snapchat and Vine, the app that Twitter purchased and ended up shutting down 2 years ago.
TikTok has broad copyright agreements, allowing users to create music videos in which they lip-sync along to popular songs.
TikTok has broad copyright agreements, allowing users to create music videos in which they lip-sync along to popular songs. TikTok has broad copyright agreements, allowing users to create music videos in which they lip-sync along to popular songs. TikTok, owned by China-based company ByteDance, allows users to create and share short-form videos similar to those on Snapchat and Vine, the app that Twitter purchased and ended up shutting down 2 years ago. TikTok has broad copyright agreements, allowing users to create music videos in which they lip-sync along to popular songs.
While TikTok first launched in China in 2016, to help expand to the United States, the company purchased a similar app called Musical.ly and consolidated the two. Now,
while TikTok first launched in China in 2016 to help expand to the United States, the company purchased a similar app called Music.ly and consolidated the two. While TikTok first launched in China 2016 to help expand to United States, the company purchased a similar app called Music.ly and consolidated the two.
TikTok boasts 500 million monthly active users, compared with Twitter's 326 million as of the end of its third quarter. While Snap doesn't report monthly metrics, the company announced 186 million daily active users in the third quarter, its second straight report of sequential declines.
Now TikTok boasts 500 million monthly activities users, compared with Twitter's 326 million as of the end of its third quarter. While Snap doesn't report monthly metrics, the company announced 186 million daily active users in third quarter, its second straight report of sequential declines. While TikTok first launched in China in 2016 to help expand the United States, the company purchased a similar app called Musical.ly and consolidated the two. Now TikTok boasts 500 million monthly active users, compared with Twitter's 326 million as of end of its third quarter. While Snap doesn't report monthly metrics, the company announced 186 million daily active users in the third quarter, its second straight report of sequential declines.
Given its focus on teens, we believe TikTok can pose a threat to Snap's core user base, MoffettNathanson's Michael Nathanson wrote in a recent note.
Given its focus on teens, we believe TikTok can pose a threat to Snap's core user base, MoffettNathanson's Michael Nathanson wrote in a recent note. Given its focus on teens, we believe TikTok can pose a threat to Snap's core user base, MoffettNathanson's Michael Nathanson wrote in a recent note.
TikTok's ambitions appear large, especially after its parent company ByteDance raised $3 billion in funding in October 2018, counting SoftBank as one of its investors.
TikTok's ambitions appear large, especially after its parent company ByteDance raised $3 billion in funding in October 2018, counting SoftBank as one of its investors. TikTok's ambitions appear large, especially after its parent company ByteDance raised $3 billion in funding in October 2018, counting SoftBank as one of its investors.
ByteDance recently announced it is rolling out a new video messaging app called DuoShot, in which videos disappear after 3 days. It's drawn comparisons to Snapchat and Tencent's WeChat messaging app. While it initially will launch only in China, we'll see if the company decides to expand it more broadly.
Given its focus on teens, we believe TikTok can pose a threat to Snap's core user base, MoffettNathanson's Michael Nathanson wrote in a recent note. TikTok's ambitions appear large, especially after its parent company ByteDance raised $3 billion in funding in October 2018, counting SoftBank as one of its investors. ByteDance recently announced it's rolling out a new video messaging app called DuoShot, in which videos disappear after 3 days. It's drawn comparisons to Snapchat and Tencent's WeChat messaging app. While it initially will launch only in China, we'll see if the company decides to expand it more broadly. ByteDance recently announced it's it is rolling out a new video messaging app called Douyin, in which videos disappear after 3 days. It's drawn comparison to Snapchat and Tencent WeChat messaging app. While it initially will launch only in China, we'll see if the company decides to expand it more broadly.
How TikTok is climbing the download charts,
taking on Snapchat and Twitter.
A new app is
A new
taking
app
off,
is taking
and
off,
it
and it
could
could pose a big threat to
Snapchat's
Snapchat's core user base.
According to an
analyst report from Moffett-Nathanson, an independent sell-side research firm. TikTok, owned by China-based company ByteDance, allows users to create and share short-form videos similar to those on Snapchat and Vine. The app that Twitter purchased ended up shutting down 2 years ago. TikTok has broad copyright agreements, allowing users to create musical videos in which they lip-sync along to popular songs. While TikTok first launched in China in 2016 to help expand to the United States, the company purchased a similar app called Musical.ly and consolidated the two. Now, TikTok boasts 500 million monthly active users, compared with Twitter's 326 million at the end of its third quarter. While Snap doesn't report monthly metrics, the company announced 186 million daily active users in the third quarter, its second straight report of sequential declines.
Given its
focus on teens, we believe TikTok can pose a threat to Snap's core user base. Michael Nathanson wrote in a recent note. TikTok's ambitions appear large, especially after its parent company ByteDance raised $3 billion in funding in October 2018, counting SoftBank as one of its investors. ByteDance recently announced it's rolling out a new video messaging app called Douyin, in which videos disappear after 3 days. It's drawn comparison to Snapchat and Tencent's WeChat messaging app. While it initially will launch only in China, we'll see if the company decides to expand it more broadly. How TikTok is climbing the download charts, taking on Snapchat and Twitter. Climb 攀登爬 something to go up, something towards the top. Climb to the top. The car slowly climbed the hill. Go climbing. Taking on. A new app is taking off, and it could pose a big threat to Snapchat's core user base, according to an analyst report by Moffett-Nathanson, an independent sell-side research firm. Take off 突然大受欢迎，迅速流行 of an idea, a product, etc. to become successful or popular very quickly or suddenly. The new magazine has really taken off. Take off 脱掉起飞匆匆离去急忙离开 He took off my wet boots and made me sit by the fire. The plane took off an hour later. When he saw me coming, he took off in the opposite direction. 离开起飞脱掉突然大受欢迎 pose a big threat to 构成了巨大的威胁 You also just spoke out against app stores and how they pose a big threat to internet freedom. Pose 造成引起产生姿势姿态名词作为名词是姿势姿态的意思造成威胁问题等引起产生 pose a big threat to take off 起飞脱掉匆匆离去 TikTok, owned by China-based company ByteDance, allows users to create and share short-form videos similar to those on Snapchat and Vine. The app that Twitter purchased and ended up shutting down 2 years ago. TikTok has broad copyright agreements, allowing users to create music videos in which they lip-sync along to popular songs. shut down 关张停业倒闭关闭停止运转 to stop opening for business to stop working. Small contractors can be forced to shut down. Shut down 合起来是终结的意思。A kill on someone who is on a killing spree of 3 or more kills. Lip sync 对口型。To move your mouth without speaking or singing, so that its movement match the sound on the record sound, etc. She lip synced to a Beatles song. She lip synced to a Beatles song. He lip synced. Return to sender. Lip sync. TikTok, owned by China-based company ByteDance. ByteDance allows users to create and share short-form videos similar to those on Snapchat and Vine. The app that Twitter purchased and ended up shutting down 2 years ago, 关张. TikTok has broad copyright agreements, allowing users to create music videos in which they lip sync along to popular songs. TikTok 两个逗号隔开了同位语，修饰 TikTok 谓语 allows 宾语 users similar to those on Snapchat and Vine 是定语修饰 videos。后面同位语从句解释说明 Vine 从句中有 that 引导的定语从句。TikTok, owned by China-based company ByteDance, allows users to create and share short-form videos similar to those on Snapchat and Vine. The app that Twitter purchased and ended up shutting down 2 years ago. TikTok. While TikTok first launched in China in 2016 to help expand to the United States, the company purchased a similar app called Musical.ly and consolidated the two. Now TikTok boasts 500 million monthly active users, compared with Twitter's 326 million as of the end of its third quarter. While Snap doesn't report monthly metrics, the company announced 186 million daily active users in the third quarter, its second straight report of sequential declines. Consolidate 使合成一体合并 Unify, unite, merger. To join things together into one, the two companies consolidated for greater efficiency. Metrics 数据 a set of statistics used for measuring something, especially results that show how well a business, school, etc. is doing. Remove most of the quantitative metrics to assess performance. Metrics 做诗法韵律学 the use of study of metrical structures in words. Sequential 按次序的顺序的序列的Sequential sequel 续篇续集 series following in order of time or play. In this way, the children are introduced to sequential learning. Sequel 续篇续集 a book, film, movie, play, etc. that continues the story of an earlier one. A sequel to the hit movie Madagascar. Metric consolidate. While TikTok first launched in China in 2016 to help expand to the United States, the company purchased a similar app called Musical.ly and consolidated the two. Now TikTok boasts 500 million monthly active users, compared with Twitter's 326 million as of the end of its third quarter. While Snap doesn't report monthly metrics, the company announced 186 million daily active users in the third quarter, its second straight report of sequential declines. Sequential 按次序的顺序的 sequel. Given its focus on teens, we believe TikTok can pose a threat to Snap's core user base. MoffettNathanson's Michael Nathanson wrote in a recent note, TikTok's ambitions appear large, especially after its parent company ByteDance raised $3 billion in funding in October 2018, counting SoftBank as one of its investors. Count as. Consider somebody something in a particular way. For tax purpose, that money counts is counted in as income. For tax purpose, that money counts is counted as income. I count him among my closest friends. Count as 认为看作算作被视为 consider somebody something in a particular way. For tax purpose, that money counts is counted as income. I count him among my closest friends. Count your blessing, 往好处想，知足常乐。Realize how lucky you are and not complain. Stop looking so miserable and count your blessing. At least you've still got a job and somewhere to live. Stop looking so miserable and count your blessing. TikTok's ambitions appear large, especially after its parent company ByteDance raised $3 billion in funding in October 28, counting SoftBank as one of its investors. 句子的主句是 TikTok's ambitions appear large, especially after 是时间状语，后面的 counting as 状语从句做进一步的解释。count as 看作认为。ByteDance recently announced it's rolling out a new video messaging app called Douyin, in which videos disappear after 3 days. It's drawn comparison to Snapchat and Tencent's WeChat messaging app. While it initially will launch only in China, we'll see if the company decides to expand it more broadly. Roll out 正式推出，开展新的政治运动。Roll out 加横杠新产品发布会，新产品的推出。The new model is to be rolled out in July, an occasion when a company introduces or starts to use a new products. Drawn 产生引起激起，产生引起激起。To produce a reaction or response. Draw lots straws. Draw lots straws. I guess we won't be drawing straws. I guess we won't be drawing straws. I guess we won't be drawing straws. Draw lots 引起产生。Drawing lots, drawing straws. The plan has drawn a lot of criticism. Initially 最初的开始的起初的副词。At the beginning, initially the system works well. Initially 最初的 the system are mild in the initial stage of the disease. Her initial reaction was to say no, but she eventually agreed to help. Symptoms are mild and in the initial stages of the disease. Initially, draw. ByteDance recently announced it is rolling out a new video messaging app called Douyin, in which videos disappear after 3 days. It draws comparisons to Snapchat and Tencent's WeChat messaging app. While initially 比较类似，处于类似。While it initially will launch only in China, we'll see if the company decides to expand it more broadly. Count your blessing, 往好处想 count your blessing. Sequential, metric, 数据 consolidated, lip sync, shut down, pose, 引起产生 pose a big threat to, pose, take off, clamp, taking on,